most controversial story this week. Everybody's talking about it, and it happens to relate to sports. So Colin Kaepernick and Nike, they're together. They're in bed together, and it's the 30th anniversary of the Just Do It campaign. So Nike says, hey, we're going to do it. Let's go big. Let's make Colin Kaepernick the face of this campaign. And in response, you got people burning their shoes, cutting up their socks, destroying all sorts of Nike memorabilia. And before we dive into that, I just want to say to those people that do that, Nike already has your money. So I don't know who you're hurting other than yourself, because it's just ridiculous. But I'll open the floor to you, Brent. How do you feel about this whole Kaepernick Nike situation?
It's still the same thing, and I'll say this again numerous times. It's nothing against the military. It's nothing against our flag. It has nothing to do with any of that. This protest is legitimately there for the oppression of minorities in the United States. That's what it is. There's nothing else other than that. And I think it's ridiculous that some of these people think that is disrespectful. Go to a stadium. Check out how many people don't take off their hats for the freaking national anthem. Check out how many people are too worried about guzzling down their corn dog during the national anthem. Like, I don't get it. Also, how many of them are standing up at their house on their couch guzzling beer? Like, they're Captain America, but only when they want to be. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I absolutely 100% agree with you. That's the thing that bothers me the most about this is people think that this is the ironic thing of all this. People think that Kaepernick is being the most un-American person with this stuff, when quite frankly, he's being the most American, because he's saying, I don't believe this. I don't believe in this system. I don't believe in this approach. And when you start forcing people to sing the national anthem or stand for the national anthem, when you force people to do that, you're mandating patriotism, and that's not what America is about. It's literally the opposite. And I totally agree with you. It's never been about the military. It never was. And people tend to forget that a Navy SEAL suggested to him to kneel. When he was sitting, then someone from the military said, why don't you kneel? It just seems a little less disrespectful.
Exactly. And it is. It totally is less disrespectful. It's not like you're out there in the open and doing this, that. Like, you're not sitting, you're not being disrespectful. He's simply putting himself into a motion to get attention to what he believes needs attention. And that's what's happening. And everybody is freaking out about it and doing all this, and it's just ridiculous. Like, the dude is out of the league not because he doesn't have the skills. He's out of the league because there are a bunch of owners that apparently are really on board with the paid patriotism that happened in the NFL post 9/11. And one of those being Jerry Jones, who's absolutely I cannot stand him at all, and it's only gotten worse lately.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Which I'm sure people are upset that we're not disagreeing, and I'm sure we're gonna lose viewers and listeners for this segment. I frankly don't care, because it's simply, here's my opinion on it. If you don't believe that's what it's about, that's fine. If you really don't believe that, but you're wrong, because he's never once has Colin Kaepernick ever said anything ill about the military. Never once has he done that. It's like day one, it has been about the mistreatment of minorities by police, and it's still going on, and it's going to continue to go on, because people are stupid. People don't get it, and
it's just ridiculous.
I'm sorry if it offends you. It's supposed to offend you. It's supposed to get your attention. But it's too many people aren't smart enough to realize that that's what it's about. When you do a protest, you do some things that might seem extreme to gathers people's attention. Like, why is he doing this? What makes him think that way? And people can pull up Kaepernick's past, saying he had a white family or he was adopted, whatever. That may be true, but that doesn't mean that he can't be against the way that people of his skin color are treated.
It doesn't mean that he can't stand up for the minorities of his skin color or anything, and just minorities in general. It's one of those things that you said. If we end up losing viewers or listeners, it's ridiculous because to me that all that means to me is that people don't want to listen or actually come to an agreement on things. They just want to force their belief down each other's. Like, I have no problem listening to people talk to me, and you have a good take on it, by all means, let us know on Twitter. Anything. Like, we'll gladly take it as long as you're not being disrespectful, as we are not being disrespectful to anybody else either. So,
yeah, I might have said something that people are stupid. I don't think everybody's stupid. I think people that immediately just jump down the idea of not paying attention to what's happening. And I have family members that have served in the military, and I love and respect them, and they don't agree with this and they don't like this. I'm not upset of that because they fought for that right, and they completely have that right to disagree. I don't have any issues with that.
I was in the military. I was in the Air Force, and I completely agree with what he's doing. That's what you joined the military for. You were a part of the United States military, but whatever branch you're in, you're there to preserve these freedoms for people, to be able to protest, to be able to do these things. It's what you're there for. Now, I don't see him doing what he's doing as disrespectful at all.
No, I don't either. That being said, I still stand during the national anthem when I'm.
And I do too. That's a choice that I make. Like,
right.
But I also am a white normal American that isn't getting oppressed. Like, I don't have to worry when I walk out my door if I happen to go up against a cop that is just being a dickhead that day because of my skin color. Like, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you touched it right on the head. That was the next point I was going to make. You notice a lot of people that get upset about this are people that have no idea what he's going through, are generally white people, generally male. So right there, you've gotten two awesome things going for you right there. And they're the ones that get upset about it. So when you don't understand something, you tend to get upset by it. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
And maybe he didn't deal with that oppression, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't want to stand up for those people that did have it. And has he done some questionable things on this stance? Absolutely. Wearing the socks that he wore that had the cops that were pigs, saying he didn't vote in the election. He had some stupid choice things. Wearing the
Fidel Castro, or not Fidel Castro, but
Caesar or something. Yeah. I can't remember. Wearing that shirt. Yeah, he had stupid things. But again, it was all part of his plan. He's trying to get your attention. He wants you to be mad, so you listen. But people won't listen. People have their ideas made up. And I want to reiterate, if you burn your shoes, or you cut up your socks, or you destroy anything from Nike, you are an absolute 100% moron. You are the dumbest person on the planet.
Exactly. And what's funny to me, too, is how many of those people did you see out there cutting the labels off of their NFL jerseys or anything else like that? No, it's just random stuff. By all means, most of these people that are like actually mad about this, Nike's going, cool, man. You're not going to buy 2 pairs of our soggy-ass white cross trainers for $40 from Kohl's. Their market is not for that person. They're not the people that are going out and buying a pair of LeBrons, KDs. They're not doing those things. Like, that's not their market they're worried about. Like, what's selling and making them money is not the ridiculous $30, $40 cross trainers that are literally 50-year-old white men decide that they need to wear. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, their demographic is African-American males, and they know that this is a lightning rod that they want. This is something that black guys are going to get behind.
From a marketing standpoint, it's a great spot for them to be on, and it is what it is.
You could argue it's stupid. There are definitely people that argue that it's stupid, and that's fine. But I think it's a genius marketing thing because everybody's talking about Nike this week.
Oh, good, yeah. Well, and everybody at first was trying to say, like, oh my gosh, the stock market, their stock dropped 3%. It's like, well, yeah, but all of sportswear dropped that day. Like it's just something that happened. It's back up to normal where it was at. Like it's not going to hurt them in the long run. It's really not. There's too much out there for them to do it. And what's funny is the people that are out there torching and cutting stuff like, hey, genius, you are literally ruining stuff that you've already paid for. Maybe
yeah, they have your money.
Maybe be a responsible adult, and if you don't want it anymore, donate it to the homeless veterans that you seem to say that you care about.
Yeah, and it's just also funny for me is anybody that follows me on social media, I gotta give credit to people on Twitter and Facebook because the memes that have come out of this are absolutely hilarious. And I have made it a personal mission to just share and retweet and show as many of those as possible. And I've also been someone that's retweeted and shared I'm going to stop using Nike, and it's a guy wearing New Balance shoes. Like, right. It goes back to your point. Who cares? They don't want you because you don't like their product anyway.
Yeah.
And I want to bring it back. I'm one of those people that always hates the politicization. I can't say it. Politicization. I can't even fucking say it. Now I'm overthinking it.
The situation. Yes.
in the polarization of sports, I'm very much against that, just as much as the other guy. But our president does it because that's the only battle he knows he can win. He can say, "Get those guys off the field; they're unpatriotic," and then you've got, his cult followers right there with him. I'm sorry, it's not a presidency anymore; it's a cult leadership. Again, I don't care if I lose all those people. I'm sorry, that's just where we're at.
Yeah, it's where it's at. I think we're kind of beating a dead horse at this point now.